Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamattimam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Badram Karne Vishruniyama Deva Badram Pakshe Makshabharyajatra Stire Rangaihi Sushtuva Gumsastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vruddashavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha स्वस्ति न साक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ओम शांति शांति शांति. So we are seeing that section of how everything is from Ishvara. Okay. So the sixth verse we had seen last time, right? Are you all opening your books for the first time after the last class? Because people seem to be not sure which was the verse. Okay. Remember Kritavaha and all we talked about, two types of Vedic sacrifices, all that we talked about. Okay.
Yeah, we finished.
Yeah, we finished the sixth verse. Yeah. Okay, and then the whole section is dealing with the same idea. Okay. Tasmacha devaha bahuda samprasutaha sadhyaha manishyaha pashav vayamsi pranapanam vrihi yavau tapascha shraddha satyam brahmacharyam vidischa. Okay. Okay. Then he's saying tasmat karanat, from the same Ishvara, the consciousness. Cha devaha bahuda samprasutaha. All the devas came out. Now here can be a little bit of a dicey thing, because we are all looking at any deva as an aspect of Ishvara, which is true. Okay? Because when you invoke Ishvara in a finite way, like in a temple or something like that, we call it a deva. Now we talked about 14 dimensions. Now in these 14 dimensions, there are beings who are supposed to look after the running of the place. Okay? They are separate from Ishvara or one with Ishvara? They are one but separate in function. Like how we are one with Ishvara, but we are separate in our functioning. Someone is an engineer, lawyer, musician, journalist, editor. Functioning is different.
Basically, they are jivas.
Huh?
Exalted jivas.
We are jivas, yes. They are called devatas. They are manifestations. Okay? For a particular function. Now some are looked upon as jivas who have reached that place because of the good karma they have done. So they got the chance in the next kalpa. Okay? Like for example, if you do 1,000 Ashwamedas in this lifetime, in this kalpa, next kalpa you will be Indra. One Ashwamedha takes minimum 1 year, okay? More than a year. 13-14 months minimum. If nobody challenges you, no king challenges you, then it will take 13-14 months. So imagine 100 Ashwamedha. You can start thinking only after you are 25. So you have to live up to about 150 years before you can do it. Okay. Nobody can do it in Kali Yuga anyway. Yeah. After Dwapara, Treta, etc., nobody manages to do 100. If you manage to do one, you are considered great, Chakravarti. Okay. Anyway, so all these manifestations, who we can pray to? Swastina Indro Vruddhashavaha. Asmakam Swastihi. Naha Asmakam for us. Give us Swasti, good health, etc. Who? O Indra. Vruddhashavaha. Very well known in the Veda. So you pray to the Devatas in many worship, etc. So that gives you the thing. Yeah. So they are all called the Devatas. Now remember, between the Vedic Indra and the Puranic Indra, there is a difference. The way Vedic Indra is presented is Ishvara himself. So in the Upanishad, etc., when you hear Indra, remember it is Vedic. Puranas, there are stories made up to illustrate, say, few things. Okay. Like Indra was a great Casanova. Puranic presentation, now what can I do about it? If Puranas present like that, I am not responsible for writing the Puranas. Go catch Vyasa. It's presented like that. Because the Puranas are, ancient history, but they also are supposed to teach us a few things. Action, consequences, etc., especially for children and childlike minds. So action consequences are told in terms of stories, are represented in terms of stories, etc. Okay. Yeah. So, Deva, okay. Tasmat Deva Bahuda Prasuta Sadhya. Okay. Another particular version of Devata, Sadhya, those who help you achieve things, Sadhya. Manushya, human beings. Pashavaha, okay, all the beasts, domestic, wild, all of them, the beasts, etc. Vayamsi, those who move in the vayu, in the air, birds, etc., flying beings, okay. Prana, Pano, all the different forms of energy, breathing, but breathing indicating energy, all the different types of energies. Vrihi, Yavau, Vrihi is rice, Yavau is barley. Why specially mentioned? Because they are used in yagas, etc. All grains are manifested from Ishvara only. It is not that wheat is not manifest from Ishvara. Okay, that's why we have gluten problems when you eat it. See, it's not manifest. Okay, there is some problem with the net. Okay, there was some problem with the net connections. Okay. Okay, so we are back on. So Vrihi Yaho only mentioned because they are offered in the yagas, etc. Otherwise, everything that has come is manifest. He is enumerating a few of them. Okay. Shraddha, Satyam, Brahmacharyam, Vidischa. Shraddha. Your one emotion picked up. For any spiritual activity, religious activity, Shraddha is important. So that is picked up. But that is indicative of all emotions. Okay. Satyam, Satyavachanam, what is true. Brahmacharyam, your sense of discipline, etc. Vidischa, do's and don'ts, your duties. In short, when we look at Ishvara and we say manifestation, we look out there. All that is Ishvara. What about here? What about your feelings? What about your thinking? The good, the bad, the ugly? Where does it come from? From the same consciousness. Yeah. At the same time, everything is manifest. There are some things you encourage, some things you don't encourage, isn't it? So this is what is meant as Ishvara's order. Everything is manifest from Ishvara. So everything is Ishvara. So supposing you got hurt because of something, you can't say, it's an order, I'm hurt. It's an order, no, therefore I'm okay. You're not okay. You're hurt. Accept that fact. That is an order. And deal with it. That is an order. Denial does not work. By saying under order and denying it, it doesn't work. Dealing with work is the order, how the order is supposed to work out. Therefore, everything inside, outside. Inside this, emotions, thinking, knowledge, etc. Outside. Everything is manifestation of Ishvara. So the question is, what is not Ishvara? Everything is Ishvara.
Ahankara plays a role here.
Ahankara is also Ishvara. That's why we are saying, using the Ahankara to say Tattvamasi, you know. Without the Ahankara, can I point out your Ishvara? Who's the you there? It is Ishvara, consciousness, manifests through the ignorance in your mind. Therefore, the sense of I becomes Ahankara. Therefore, to say Ahankara is something evil, negative, has to be destroyed, etc. is not true. Nobody destroys Ahankara. That's a false thing. You have to kill the Ahankara. Idiotic. It is Ahankara that is seeking the truth. A Viveki Ahankara is seeking the truth. Then it becomes an enlightened Ahankara. It knows the truth about itself. There is no more real Ahankara. It's only a dress that you wear.
Ahankara is not our creation, so we can destroy it.
Yeah, you didn't create it. You added some layers to it. You added layers. Base was already there. And you added layers because it's possible for you to add layers. That possibility is God given. You can strip off some layers also. That possibility is also God given. Yeah. So all this is part of the thing. Yeah. The whole thing is God given. Meaning Ishvara's manifestation. When you say God given, this is what you mean. It's Ishvara's manifestation. So what is not Ishvara? Everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything is Ishvara. Yeah. All that is there is Ishvara. That's it. Finished. So this he is going a bit further. Okay. Sapta pranaha prabhavanti tasmat sapta archishi samidha sapta homa sapta ime lokaha yeshu charanti prana guhashayam nihita sapta sapta. Sapta pranaha, sevenfold sense functioning. Here by prana indicates seven functioning. Okay. Tasmat, from that Jagat Karanam Brahman etc. Prabhavanti. Okay. Then Sapta Arshihi Samida Sapta Homa. Sapta Arshihi. Okay. Samidaha. Seven types of fuels. What are the seven types of fuels? And what are the seven sense organs? Shankara says the seven that is there in your head: two eyes, two nose, one mouth, two ears. Okay. In that sense, seven. And the fuel for all of them, Samidaha. Fuel is what? What you see, what you hear, etc. All of them. Okay. And the seven flames. What are the flames here? Archahi. How you illumine every object. No? Through your eyes, through your ears, through your nose, through your sense of smell, through your sense of taste. There is a certain, the word archi, flame, is used because it's a conscious entity. That consciousness is indicated by the flame. They are sentient. They are not insentient. Okay, yeah. They are not insentient. Therefore, sapta homaha. Sapta ima lokaha yeshu charanti prana. Okay. Sapta homa first. Okay. What are the seven homas? All that is being offered to the sense organs. When you are eating, you are doing a homa. When you are seeing something, it's a homa. It's put in that language. Why? Because if you look at it like that, everything becomes sacred. Because everything is a manifestation. Inside, outside, everything is a manifestation. You look at it that way. Look at it as a homa. Is it a new idea that you are being exposed to? Eighth chapter of the Gita, have you seen this? Pranayama, parayana, etc. All that. Same idea as pranayama. You are looking at everything that happens as something divine. You are seeing, because without Ishvara's order, how will you see? How will you hear? Yeah. How will you smell something? If the sense of smell was not there, coffee will taste different. Half the taste of the coffee is that nice smell. So, all sapta he is talking about, okay? Sapta ime lokaha yeshu charanti prana. The world in which all the sense organs etc. move, the world of objects. Sapta. Guhashayam nihita sapta. Guhashayam, and the locus of the seven organs. Okay. Now, I made this point earlier, but one thing to understand. In the Vedic way of looking at it, the Ayurvedic way of looking at it, the Vedantic way of looking at it, your sense organs of seeing is in your mind. It's the capacity to see that's called mind. That's called eyes. What you see here is the physical instrument called golakas. This is a physical instrument. That's why even if this is damaged, a transplant etc. can work. Because the power of sight is not gone. The power of sight has not gone. That is in your mind. We saw that in the Gita. I am reminding you of it here. Any questions on that? Or okay. Some people are looking very thoughtful. Either they are not understanding or they are trying to remember or I don't know what. Okay. Yeah. That's why it's saying the guha shayam, where the sense organ, this is a guha. Eyes are there, this is a guha. This is another guha. Guha shayam, where the sapta sapta. Okay. Okay. अतः समुद्राः गिरयाश्च सर्वे समस्तस्य अन्धते सिन्धवः सर्वरूपाः अतश्च सर्वाः ओषधयो रसश्च येनेषे भूत तिष्ठन्ति हि अंतरात्मा. All the mountains and rivers from the same Ishvara alone. Okay. And Saindavaha, Sarvarupa, all types of rivers, etc. It is not only the sacred Ganga that has come from Ishvara, okay? Oh no, Ganga, Sindhu, Saraswati, Yamuna, these are all from Ishvara. What about Amazon? What about the Nile? Nile, Muslim river. Nile is an Egyptian river, okay? From the same Ishvara, from the same Ishvara. Sarvaha Oshadaya Rasascha. Oshadaya, all plant kingdoms. And their rasa, their nurturing juice, all of them. Yenesha bhutah tishtati hi antaratma. And Esha bhute, in all these, tishtati antaratma. The core is what? That pure consciousness alone. Sarva bhutanam bhutatma. Sarva bhutatma bhutatma. Yaad hai? We have heard this term before. Kidhar hai?
Gita, Gita.
Okay, good enough. I don't want you to quote chapter, etc. If you remember Gita, is enough. Sarva bhutatma bhutatma. Sarva bhutanam atmaha. From all forms that are manifest, living, non-living, sentient, insentient, all of that. Okay? And come from the same Ishvara alone. Therefore, all that is there is what? Nothing but one Ishvara. Sarva bhutatma bhutatma. Okay. So, he is just mentioning some of the things. Okay? Yeah, Antaratma. Then he concludes that section by saying, Purusha eva idam sarvam, Purusha eva idam vishvam, karma tapo brahma paramrutam, etadyo veda nihitam guhayam, so avidyam granti vikarati ha soumyaha. Oh, dear one, he says, Purusham eva idam vishvam. All this that you see, Vishwam is Vivida Pratyagamyam, that which is seen in a or experienced in a manifold manner. This Vishwam, okay, this Vishwam. Karma Tapo Brahma, all the karmas that are there. Karmas that you are capable of doing in terms of your own freedom of choice, desire based, etc. And Vidhi Pratisheda, Vedic, etc. Brahma Purantanam, okay, is nothing but Para Amritam Brahma. Amritam Brahma is there. Etadyo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. Who knows this? Guhayam Nihitam. When you are saying all this is Brahman, why do you have to add Nihitam Guhayam? सोचने का बात है क्या नहीं?
The same thing is located in you also.
No, not that. Not that. This computer is Brahman or not Brahman?
Yes.
It's made from materials of the earth, which is nothing but manifestation. You and I are what? Bodies, mind, everything is Brahman.
It is there where you will understand.
Huh?
So that
It
is
is there where you will understand.
Therefore, Brahman is right here. Brahman is there. I know. So understand, no? This is Brahman. Upanishad hai. This is Brahman. You understand this is Brahman. How much will your understanding be? Tell me. This is Brahman.
Swamiji, I have to understand that I am Brahman, not that this is Brahman.
The problem that you have is not with the book. The problem, your existential issue, is centered around the sense of the I. I am unhappy. I am seeking fulfillment. Why am I seeking fulfillment? I have decided I am not that. I am not Ananda. I am not limitless. In fact, if you ask somebody, are you limitless? Aren't you limitless? पागल बन गया है क्या? Go try it out. Ask a man on the street, aren't you not limitless? What limitless? Or as a woman, she may tell you, you don't have to be that insulting, okay? I know I put on a couple of kilos, but only a couple of kilos. I am not limitless. So, Upalabdhisthana. Body is Brahman. Oh, body is Brahman. If you say body is Brahman, what will happen? There is a story in the Upanishad. Indra and Virochana, I think, went to Brahmaji to study about Atma. So he told them, one who sees is Brahman. You are Brahman. समझ गया? Both of them rushed, went back. Remember, before that, they had to do seva for 32 years. Why? Mind has to get ready, na? Mind has to get ready. तो थोड़ा सेवा करो. So they did seva for them. Then they asked. So 32 years they have been waiting. So he taught them. What the see, you the seer is Brahman. You are the one who sees everything. That is Brahman. Both of them nodded their head because cryptic teaching. Both of them charged out of Brahmaji's. 32 years they've been away from family, everything, etc. Okay. People find it difficult to come for a 5-day camp. Imagine 32 years. So they went charging. And Virochana reached the Rakshasa said, hey, our body is Brahman. Khao, piyo, maja karo, we are on the right track. Hey, body is Brahman, what do you have? Khao, piyo, maja karo, aur kya? I mean, what else will be the understanding? Tell me. If you say the body is truth, Brahman, the reality, the absolute is the body, then what will you do? In fact, it's like saying, I am the body. There is nothing else other than that. If there is nothing else other than the body, why all this discipline, etc.? किसके लिए? यावत् जीवेत सुखम जीवेत. As long as you live happily. ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत. Incur debt but enjoy life. Why? Basmi bhutasya dehasya. When the body is reduced to ashes, punaragamanam kutaha. Who is there to come back? Very materialistic view. The view of science as well. Therefore, science will talk about environment only when it starts troubling the body or troubling you, your existence. Only then science will talk about it. Otherwise, all meant for our exploitation. Therefore, if you say body is Brahman and stop there, nothing will happen. Mind is Brahman, same thing. Therefore, Nihitam Guhayam is specially mentioned. Why? In your Buddhi Guha, at the core of your sense of I, what is there is that pure consciousness. That has to be mentioned. If that is not mentioned, you will go away with wrong ideas. And that consciousness that you know, you are a conscious being. And that conscious being is nothing but limitlessness. It has to be mentioned. You are limitless is not enough. Because first, what is I has to be clear. What is I has to be clear. It starts with that. It starts with questioning my identity. Yeah. Previously they used to start just with the body. Never bothered before more than that. But now you have to start with the roles because you are so identified with the roles. You are so identified with the roles. Yeah. So you are an entity that is independent of your roles, that has to be mentioned. You are the person plays a role, you can pick up a role and drop a role. How many roles did you pick up when you got married? Wife, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, then auntie-in-law, niece-in-law. How many roles? Yeah. How many additional roles you have picked up at one stroke, by one action? You just got married to that champion. That's all you did. But you picked up all these roles, no? You picked up roles when you were born. You are not only just a child to your parents, your uncle, auntie, your nephew, niece, all that thing comes up. Younger brother, younger sister, older brother, older sister. How many roles? All picked up now, because they are all from standpoints. They are not you. You are playing a role. Fourth grader, fifth grader, another role. Collegian, another role. A college union leader, a big role. Because you can create hell for everyone. Especially if you are in Mallu land. Anything and everything is there. First thing is Samaram. Samaram means strike, okay? Anything and everything. Two states are famous for it. One is Kerala, one is Bengal. So, all roles, not you. Your education gave you a role. I am an engineer. Your hobbies gave you a role. What started as a hobby became a profession. You loved singing, you used to be singing, you learned singing because of it. Then people started calling you, you become a singer. It's a role. Then you got fed up. Forget all these roles. Chhod do. Sannyas le lo. Now new role, that also has become a role now. Sannyasi. Sannyasa is about dropping roles. And in today's world, and it's necessary also, another role for everyone who wears a cloth. Hindu religious leader, whether you like it or not. You are. You better like it and do what is necessary. That's what I tell my Guru Bhais. Because you wore the red dress, no? Bas, ho gaya. And I have to negate all these roles, be just the simple person. Like how I relate to everyone when I am not teaching. Teaching, I am a teacher. Once I stop teaching, just a simple person. Unless someone asks me a question. What is the meaning of this? Then the teacher comes up. Okay, here it is. Yeah. So the role is dependent on you, the person I is independent of the role. Because you can pick up and drop the role. The body is dependent on you, you are independent of the body. Why? You can pick and drop your body also. Picking up your body is called birth, dropping it is called death. But you do it. Every lifetime you have done it. And you are in charge of the body. Body is not in charge of you. But we are so used to giving in to the demands of the body, we can't say, I am in charge. So that's one of the reasons where there was always some denial, etc. involved. Some festivals are about feasting, some are about fasting. Next Saturday is Shivratri. It's all about fasting. You deny, I say no, feel like eating. Bhook lag raha hai yaar. Naturally. Ekadashi, no eating. Well, it's just a question of, okay, there are health reasons, etc. The Nobel Prize went to somebody who said fasting is good for your health. Yeah. In medicine. In physics, it went to two people who said world is not real. We have been doing this for thousands of years. Kya baat kar raha hai? Nobel Prize. Now they'll claim it is their knowledge. Fasting, every traditional person does it at Ekadashi. If you are a Maharashtrian, then Monday, Thursday, both are fasting days. No? 2 days a week is too much to fast, so they have some fast food. 2 days a week is too much, yaar, fasting. Itna kya hai? So some fast food is there. Like sabudana, khichdi, etc. Very tasty. Swami, I don't see you doing a fast. We are sadhus, we don't. The day we get food, we say eat. The day we don't get food, that's called Ekadashi. Samji, are there days you don't get food? Yeah, when I was living in Bhiksha, correct. Some days you don't get. So, Lord doesn't want to eat that day. Ekadashi. Samji, aaj bhandara hai. Dwadashi. और क्या बोलेगा? Sadhu life is different. Agate swagatam kuryat, gachantam na nivarayet. All that is for what? You understand you are independent of the roles. It helps you understand that. You are not the body, you are independent of the body. Body is dependent on you, the consciousness. Similarly, the mind. You master your emotions. Emotions are dependent on you, the sentient being. You, the sentient being, is independent of the emotions. समझिए कंट्रोल नहीं हो पाता है, नहीं होता ऐसा. That's why certain discipline of handling the mind, etc. is necessary. Once you do that, you will understand, अरे यार, mind is nothing, I have to tell it what to do. So that's why little disciplining of the mind is good. Emotions, handling your emotions. That's why when you all first joined Gita class, in the second chapter, first thing I did was give you all those notes on handling emotions, isn't it? Because they go haywire in today's world. Your knowledge, you're independent of your knowledge. Knowledge you gathered. Knowledge belongs to the universe anyway. You only discover a few things. So all these judgments that you have about yourself based on all this. I'm an intellectual. मालूम है कितना है? I don't need a highly intelligent question to confuse you. I need a stupid question. A foolish question, you get confused with that. Intellectual. Yeah. Oh, I'm very sensitive. Someone whom I knew went to an astrologer friend of mine and said, "Sir, I'm very sensitive." Huh? He looked at the horoscope and said, "You are sensitive only to yourself, not towards others." Unpredictably, she got very upset. Because self-judgment, na? On the basis of a simple emotion that you can get hurt faster. That you are a touchy person. I mean, look at the extent of that self-judgment that's going on. On the basis of one single emotion that you get off and on, not regularly, off and on, you are judging yourself, whole person. ये क्या बात है? There's a new one in the New Age field. I am an empath. Have you heard this? I am an empath. That means I have a lot of empathy for people. That means what? People can play around with you, okay? Be very careful. You will become a people pleaser. Now, people pleaser is not a very good term. It's a psychological issue that you always people pleaser. Your self-worth depends upon how much you please people. So you give it a new nice name, empath. Empath is when you are sensitive to pick up people's feelings. That's a good thing to have. But now a self-judgment on that, it's a problem. Having an ability to pick up people's feelings is a good thing. But making a self-judgment, I'm trying to see where all you will make self-judgments. Empath. Self-judgment. Profession chodo, hazars of self-judgments, because for everyone their jobs are important. In fact, it looks like in today's world only the job is important. Therefore, self-judgment based on that. Previously, one doctor, I was a doctor. Now, there are 30 subdivisions. Engineer, again 30 subdivisions. I'm a software engineer. Software, what do you mean? You engineer soft things or what? No, computer programming. You call yourself a programmer. No, software engineer. It has a validity, okay? I'm just trying to show you the silly side of it also. Like years ago, somebody came and told me, I'm an analyst. I took one look at him. No. So, Swamiji, it's true, I'm an analyst. I said, if you're an analyst, you will not declare it openly like this. Plus, I know a lot of analysts, you're not like that. For in my mind, analyst means intelligent analysis. Spy masters who analyze all the intelligence inputs that they receive and make a credible intelligence story, actionable intelligence out of it. This character was talking about computer analysis. Okay. This is some 30 years ago, I learned something. Okay. But analysis you need in every profession, everything. All self-judgments. Look at the amount of self-judgments. That's what I'm saying. Subconsciously, these self-judgments get you. Very subconscious. And if you are good in something, you identify with that thing. No? It's great to be good in anything. Okay. It's great. But a self-judgment because I'm good in something is a problem. Because it becomes your identity. So initially you start feeling good about that identity. Then you start feeling limited because of that identity. And all your existential issues will start. Where did I take off from? Guhashayam. Okay? And forget that. Guhashayam. Because this is where it is. To understand that simple I, then that I, which is independent of all these roles, and all these are dependent upon me. I am that being. I am the one who fulfills any role. Any role. You're the one who's that I? That simple I. This is the process of Drik Drishya Viveka to the highest extent possible. When you understand I'm the simple being, then that being is equated to pure consciousness. That being equated to is revealed as the pure consciousness. Why revealed? Because ignorance shrouds it. You don't know what is the nature of that consciousness, what is that I is not clear. So Vedanta comes in and makes that clear. And it works because you know I am. I'll never get tired of saying this as well, because this is the whole core on which Shabda Pramanam is based on. Otherwise, it will become vague experience, this, that, etc. You will get a new philosophy altogether. I know I am, I exist. Without a doubt. Nobody doubts their own existence. How you exist, you may doubt. आजकल का जमाने में how am I existing? Other people look at me, do you doubt that? After 76 he has not done one honest day's work in his life. How is he existing? I am not doing dishonest day's work anyway. How you exist may be open to question. But that you exist, nobody doubts. Nobody doubts that. The question is, because I don't know what exactly I am, I have a self-judgment based on all these things that we talked about. Body, mind, and whatever the body and mind is associated with. So once you are seen that you are independent of all these, then that I is revealed. Only what is remaining? Only ignorance is remaining, self-judgment is gone. Self-judgments have been negated. What is left behind is only self-ignorance. That ignorance will go with the teaching of Vedanta. And that ignorance gone, what is left behind? Pure consciousness. Or kya hai? What else is left behind? I mean, nothing else is left behind, only pure consciousness. That's you. That's how you, what we'll do after that? Go and have a cup of coffee or kya?
Swamiji, in Upanishads, they often use the word Buhar. So they are trying to put it as in the cave or as a core and all. Now that, that is where people like in yoga and all, they bank on that,
Yeah. See.
That cave and core, it's used in Gita also. Why do they
Yeah.
use the word Buhar?
See, because if I say it is you, what will be the first question? How can I be? Why? How can I be? Because I have taken body, mind, etc. as me. So how can I be? Their question. You will say not this. What you really are, the core. So then you will question. Hey, core means what? Abhi मैं कौन हूँ? Can you see that? Core, you, buddhi guhayam, the I that is manifest. That we are talking about. Then there is something to be done. So thoda viveka, etc. will come into the picture. Yeah. Therefore, that language is necessary. These are all deliberately used. Yeah. But they can be misunderstood as well. Why? Because some character took the book and read it on his own and started the whole rigmarole from there. As I told you, there are quite a few, 2-3 methods of studying Vedanta. The academic way, where you read some translation, English academics. Modern academics, where you get a master's degree, a PhD and all that. You are reading here and there without any idea of what the truth is. Or traditional academics. You go to a Sanskrit college, at least there you understand Sanskrit. Therefore, you have a better idea of things. But the Sanskrit scholars are not necessarily Sampradayavits. Sampradayavit is who can reveal it through words, not make a theory or a philosophy out of it. Yeah.
So Swamiji,
Yeah?
just one clarification here.
Yeah?
So when I do this analysis about what my core being
Hmm.
is,
Hmm.
and I arrive at that I am a conscious
Being,
that is
yeah.
divested of all these roles and the body, etc. At that point, can I say that? Can I use the term Atma, saying I am
Yeah,
Atma,
yeah.
and I am of the nature of Satchitananda?
That has to be equated, that you can get only from the Upanishad or books of Vedanta.
Okay.
You can't get it on your own. On your own, that won't come. Yeah.
Yes, Swami. Yes.
Yeah. On
But
your
at that stage, duality still exists, right? I am Atma, everything else is
yeah.
Anatma.
This Atma is nothing but Brahman. This Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Correct?
That comes after you do the.
Yes. Because if it can come before, but if it can come before, you still need to do the analysis to understand it. Supposing a student, without doing it as, then he will take it as something out there, Satyam Jnanam, Sachidananda. That Atma is Sachidananda, I am not Sachidananda, I have to realize that. That's why Vedanta always says, come with Viveka Vairagya. If you don't have Viveka Vairagya, we will develop it. A traditional teacher will not take you off the point. A Sampradayavit teacher. Just because he is a scholar does not necessarily mean he is a Sampradayavit. I know plenty of traditional scholars, great scholars. If I have a point of doubt about what the particular sentence says, I don't mind discussing with them and getting clarity. But they are not Sampradayavits. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big difference. This is a difference that is not understood by the modern people. Modern students of Vedanta don't understand this difference. Like there are organizations training traditional scholars thinking that is the way to go. They give scholarships. They have pundits teaching a bunch of students. I know, I saw that when I went for a conference in South. But the manipulativeness of the organizers. The whole schedule for the conference was sent by mail. So anytime we wanted to know what the next speaker was, we had to check the list, no? And the list is on the phone. So one of the organizers, very manipulatively, when I was checking what is the next program, he took a photograph of me and posted it. Swamiji is looking at his phone when the conference is going on. I care a damn. It doesn't matter to me. This conference was years ago, before the pandemic. I am mentioning it now because it suddenly came into my mind. So now tell me, someone who can play games like that, how much tradition is there? Presenting somebody else in a wrong light. Not that anybody took it seriously, that's a different thing. People who knew me know what I am, so not a problem. People who don't know me, they think some sadhu is checking in the phone. Kya farak pada? And he sent it to some of the contacts. He sent a thing to me also, and he sent it to others. I didn't even bother to respond to it. Dunya bahut vistar hai. Takes all. As Swami Chinmayanji used to say, the world is full of evolutionary samples. So, that's what I'm saying. If you learn from a Sampradayavit, you will not go off. Yeah. Can't go off. Next best is a traditional scholar who has gone through the Sanskrit. At least he knows what he is talking about. He knows what the Shastra is saying. He won't misinterpret that. He may not be able to do it the way a Sampradayavit does it, but it will be on track. Anubhava will be taken as jnanam. Vedanta tells it as jnanam, Tarka talks it about jnanam, Sankhya talks it, all under the word Anubhava, it comes from Sanskrit, jnanam is the meaning. But if you have not studied Sanskrit, you will do it experience. उधर ही अटक जाएगा. A traditional scholar will not use the word science to describe Vedanta. But non-traditional scholars, especially modern Vedantins, will call it all science. Yogic science, Vedantic science. They don't understand one fundamental point. Any scientific theory should have one thing in it: fallibility. It should be you should be able to negate it. When you write a thesis, your thesis there should be a quality of negatability in your thesis. Somebody else should be able to come and negate it. If that quality is not there, you are speaking in absolute terms. And Vedanta speaks in absolute terms. Therefore, it's not a science. Simple point is they don't know what they are talking about. Neither do they know science, nor do they know Vedanta. बीच में सब hodgepodge कर दिए. Yeah. In our yogic science, this is what is presented. Yeah, yogic. Vedanta is a science of the inner world. The words I want to use to negate it cannot be said in a decent forum. Okay. Anyway, that apart. So this I, once you have negated everything, what is left behind? That I, that independent I, is presented as consciousness. समझिए, लेकिन अभी तक वो नहीं आया है. Next chapter. Little bit here and there it has come, but next chapter is going to do it in detail. Now, when do you want the next class? Next Friday is Dwadashi. Some of you are busy with that Gita chanting thing. Plus the next day is Shivratri after that. It's also Pradosham. It's also Saturday. So Shani Pradoshaha, this, that, etc. Okay. Plus, I am leaving that Saturday morning for Rishikesh. Okay. Because I am going there one day early before the campers come. Because since we are staying in 2-3 ashrams, I want to see that everything is smooth. So let me know whether you want the class. I will put it up on the group, whether the class is on or not. Okay. But I want freedom. I want feedback from you all. Okay. Accordingly, I'll put it up. Okay. Yeah. When we are coming after that, we come back. We are back on the 26th. Yeah. So once we come back on the 25th, we are back. 26th, those who are attending the 26 Sunday classes, most probably I'll have it online, because I'm coming back only 25th night. Quite a few are coming on 25th night, so 26th night online. 3rd March definitely we will have the class like this. This class will have. Okay. About next Friday, let me know. Okay. Yeah. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.